It's amazing really how a simple discussion can change your life and change your plans really. So at the age of 19, I was working as a teaching assistant in a secondary school, and I soon realised that it was my ambition, it was what I wanted to do in life, to inspire the next generation and to be able to go out and teach secondary school children about music. But I'd just bought my own house, I'd just got a mortgage, which meant that looking at universities, it wasn't really viable for me to be able to pack in a job and not have a salary coming in. So I was left with a very difficult predicament in terms of how I could achieve a degree, which is what I needed to be able to get onto any kind of teacher training course. Which one are we going to start with, Tim?
We will start off with the cantata from the beginning.
Brilliant. So it came to the point in the year, as it does in any job really, where it gets time for the annual review and you have your meetings where you start setting yourself new targets and things that you want to achieve over the next few years. And it came up there when somebody asked me maybe where I saw myself maybe in a few years' time. And I said, well, you know, kind of absent-mindedly a bit, I would look, you know, I'd love to see. I've seen some brilliant teachers in this school. I'd really like to become one myself and you know, become a teacher. And it was at that point that the woman who was doing my appraisal said, well, have you thought of maybe doing the Open University? I mean, she was aware of my predicament in life, of where I was and kind of with the mortgage and stuff. So she said, look into it. And my knowledge at that point, the Open University was kind of very, very limited really. It was something I was kind of aware of, but didn't know too much about. And especially in terms of a practical subject like music, I was kind of almost, well, let's say a bit sceptical about what the provision would be like in terms of how would my knowledge be tested, what would I be able to do, obviously, at distance learning, what kind of things would I be able to do as part of the course. I think that music as a subject is such a diverse thing and there's so many aspects to it. You've got the historical ideas behind music, you've got the composition, you've got the music technology side. So I think the fact that the Open University are covering so many different areas within their degree makes you sort of more of a rounded musician and kind of makes you achieve, well, it gives you some insight into so many different aspects, which I thought I really benefited from and really set me up well for when I went into teaching. So while I was completing my modules, I was very fortunate in the fact that I was sort of in my spare time performing as a musician as well, to a pretty high standard. I was really lucky that I was able to perform with ensembles such as the Grimethorpe Colliery Band, the Desford Colliery Band, to name but a few, in places such as iconic venues like the Royal Albert Hall in London, the Olympic Park and Birmingham's iconic Symphony Hall. So I've been really fortunate to be able to do that, but it's also meant that while studying I've had to take books with me. It meant that I've had to sometimes be writing assignments on the road, but because of how diverse the course is and how flexible it is, it's meant that that's not really been an issue. All I've needed is a laptop, so it meant that sometimes I was studying. I remember writing assignments, and my final assignment once for one of my modules on the flight back from a tour to Thailand that I went on with Desford Colliery. So that was a really stressful time, but you learn to be able to adapt your time and manage your time effectively and able to meet deadlines. And your tutors are absolutely brilliant. They're always there at the other end of an email. If you're ever stressing about something, you've got the support channels, and it's just making sure that you use them and you'll be fine. So now that the Open University are offering a full music degree, I think it's an absolutely amazing opportunity for people that were in my situation a few years ago. And I think it's a really exciting opportunity for anybody that maybe is looking to get into teaching or any kind of job really. It's the modules I studied music-wise with the OU were really engaging, really broad, really varied, really just really fun, and I really enjoyed doing it, and it was a brilliant opportunity. So I think the fact that the OU are now offering a music degree is a brilliant thing, and I think that it's something that lots of people should think about doing. So now here I am 4 years later after starting my degree, and I've achieved my open degree. I've got a BA Honours now, and that's now enabled me to get in the position to where I am now. So here I am coming into the end of this academic year, and I'm qualifying as a secondary school music teacher. And it's pretty safe to say I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for all the help and support that the Open University has provided me.